stream tonight. Almost. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Monday night live stream. As some of you have seen, this is a live stream for everyone, but you do have to be a subscriber to chat. So, I mean, I feel like if you're going to be here, you might as well subscribe anyways, even if you're not going to chat. But if you want to chat, you have to subscribe. Added tips to my community tank, and it's going to be perfect. So, it's such an underrated fish. I agree if you're talking about Paracyprochromis or Cyprochromis in general. Just have Olive Garden. Oh, man, I could go. So, okay, Trish. I'm just going to say, just for the record, you started the food talk, all right? Just for the record. I could definitely go for some of their breadsticks. Like always, we'll give it a few minutes for everyone to just kind of roll on in, but we don't have a topic, so it doesn't really matter. It's a free-for-all tonight. The Fish Room ABQ. Hey, you changed your name, right? I think. Hey, Bob, I'm ready for another great live stream. So am I. Been looking forward to it all day. Just been running around nonstop all day, and finally get a time to sit down and relax with some fish nerds. So, guilty. Yeah. Yeah, finally get some time to relax with some fish nerds, talk fish, hang out. Let me move my chat. I feel like I don't like it right there. Let's see. Pop out chat. Yes, please. Put it right here. Let's be a little better. A little better. There we go. Why so many dislikes? You know, I'm going to tell you a funny story. At least I think it's funny as a creator. I was watching another person's live stream, and this person, there was like 20,000 people in this live stream. I'm not exaggerating. And so obviously like the super chats are just rolling and rolling and rolling. And one guy said, I have this video disliked, and I'm not going to like it until you read my super chat. Like, which to me is pretty funny, because as long as you like or dislike, it counts the same. It doesn't matter. So it's like he's holding his dislike hostage until he reads his super chat, but you're really still just helping him, so it doesn't matter. And what I'm trying to say is hit the like button. Go ahead, do it. Hi, all, Bob. I just watched your Hardscape video with Danny. Great content. Yeah, that was so much fun. Love going up there. It's such a beautiful area up there. Yeah, can't say enough good things about Mountain Loop Highway. Mountain Loop Highway. And for everyone who's wondering and rewatching and is going to ask, the pinned comment you see is the fish in the thumbnail. Just remember, the thumbnails are highly edited. So if you go by this fish and it's just black and white, then don't get mad at me. All right? YouTube thumbnails. I know it's unbelievable. Like, who would do such a thing? But they're either edited by me or the person who I stole the photo from. So either way, just keep that in mind. They're usually never as pretty as the thumbnail. There are some exceptions, like Clown Killies, I'd say would be one of them, because they're just beautiful no matter what. Marvin says, I have a few longfin bristlenose I intend to breed. One has a bent, kinked pectoral fin. Any idea if that's genetic or is it just a hatching injury? I don't really, I wouldn't have any issues breeding it. I would at least try it. And if you have like a high batch of deformities, then I would probably stop breeding it. But I don't know. This goes, it's a pretty big thing in the reptile world. Like, people, for some reason, doesn't make any sense to me, but say you have like a, like a male and female leopard gecko, and one of the males only has 3 legs. They're like, I'm not breeding that one. And it's like, it's not like all of them are going to be born with 3 legs. That's not how it works. So I don't know. I would try it. I wouldn't be too worried about it. That being said, like I said, if there's a high deformity rate when they hatch out, then I probably wouldn't do it again. Can I send you a picture of a peacock gudgeon for a potential thumbnail? I think I've already used a peacock gudgeon. I think I've already used that one. Which quarries are they in the background? They are Corridoras, Adolf Corridoras. BJ Palmer, what's up, says, hey, Danny, love your she shed. I hope to have a nice one someday. It's pretty good. It's going to look way better here in probably maybe 2 weeks. Maybe 2 weeks. Also, I'm sorry. You see the AC right behind me. It is running. It is hot. It's like 80 some degrees in this room, even with the AC running. So I hope it's not too loud, but I'm not turning it off. So there you go. Steenfott dope. Thanks. Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't really be too worried about it. It's not as common. Like if it was guppies, for instance, I'd probably be a bit more worried because it is way more common to see guppies like that. But a bristlenose pleco, you know, not too worried about it. So much fun. Less than an hour from my house. Yep. Always glad to take people up there. It's incredible up there. Burger is here lurking for a few minutes. All right. Can't hear the AC. That's incredible to me. Like, it's super loud. Corn Pop was a bad dude. All right, Corn Pop. Mike says, I have moss growing on some stepping stones. I've been draining one of my tanks over. It's likely to be safe to extract and put driftwood in my tanks. It likely wouldn't grow. I doubt that it would grow submerged. If it's growing immersed outside, it's probably not an aquatic moss. The AC is just a low hum in the background and not loud or annoying. Yeah, if it was just me, I wouldn't run it. I would just suffer through it. But you know, the dogs get kind of hot, so I keep it on for them. The meat juice. That just, I don't know, sounds weird. The meat juice. At first I thought Bob was a log floating in the river. That was very, what's the word I'm looking for? I didn't go like planning to swim. So it was just like, I'm just going to jump in. Whatever. It's hot. Water is cool. How did you and Corey from Aquarium Co-op meet? That's a good question that we haven't talked about for a long time, Brian. Once upon a time, a long time ago, when Aquarium Co-op was just one employee, i.e. Corey, I used to work down in that area, and I'm in IT, so I sit at a computer all day long, or I was at the time, and basically all I would do is just research fish online and wait for something to break so I could fix it, right? I mean, that's basically all IT is, just sitting around. And I was actually looking on Craigslist for used tanks, or a lot of people sell plants in this area on Craigslist. At least they used to. I don't really go on Craigslist anymore, but and I saw a post from Aquarium Co-op. Back then they used to advertise on Craigslist because it was free. And I was like, holy smokes, that's literally like 10 minutes away. And so like after work, probably like once a week, I would just stop in the store and like just see what's new, right? I mean, everyone loves going to local fish stores, especially good ones. So it was pretty cool. And since he was the only employee, he was always there, and just kind of started talking. And then he told me about the Greater Seattle Aquarium Society. And so I kind of got involved with that. And yeah, back then he still has it, but there's he has a local website for like local fish keepers, and there was a forum in there, and so we would chat there and then send messages back and forth. I'd be like, hey, can you get this fish, or something stupid. So we started talking, and just over time, it just kind of naturally progressed, and I don't know, unfortunately for him, we became friends. Nothing he can do about it now. He's stuck with me. Fish Tank Barn with the $5 super chat said, enjoyed the video yesterday. I can get rocks, but the wood is a little sketchy. Yeah, so the nice thing, so where we're going is up to the ice caves, and when I looked, the hike itself, it's a hike. You hike up to the ice caves. It's been closed since COVID. Like, they took the bridge out to go over that river, and I was like, as you saw, And I've never gone up there, but when we got there, what I'm trying to say is, like, I didn't plan to go to the ice caves. Otherwise, I would have brought like a bigger backpack and made Danny carry one so we can carry off wood, because that is the best place to get wood, is at the bottom of the ice caves. It's a big giant cliff, and so like all the trees fall down and they just shatter apart, and you get all these really cool pieces. So when we got there, we were like, the bridge isn't gone. It's only like a 10-foot section, and I don't even know why they're keeping it closed. It's ridiculous. So we did like ford across the river, but we didn't actually go to the ice caves because I was like, we got nothing to carry hardscape back with, right? So yeah, now that I know that the entire bridge isn't out, I'm gonna go back this week or next week and go all the way to the caves, just because I don't know that I'll collect anything, but I just want to go because I know you can actually get to it now. Like, the river's low enough, we can just walk across it. It doesn't matter, the bridge is out. Kevin Rosenberg, what's up? Did he give friendly customer service to you? Yeah, and the nice thing actually back then is, one, he was always going to be there. And this was like before, I mean, he had like a couple videos on YouTube, but he wasn't like YouTube famous. And so you could actually just sit there and talk to him for like an hour before, you know, people would come into the store. So you actually had time to like just BS and get to know each other. And not that way anymore. You go there now and it's packed. It doesn't matter when you go. And not to mention he's never there anymore. So I would not advise that strategy for today. I don't think it would work today. Hey, buddy. Hey, calm down. No need to scream. Went to Carnell Beach in California. I got sun rocks. Sweet. There's a great place on Facebook I found for driftwood. Ordered 2 pieces last month. You know, Facebook gets a lot of crap, and rightfully so. It is a cesspool of garbage, but there is some useful stuff. Sometimes it takes a little while to like go through, and you know, you join like 100 fish Facebook groups, and there might be like 2 or 3 good ones. So it takes some time, but you can definitely find some good stuff on there. Well, what, blah, blah. Hold on. I gotta get this link to answer this question. I am not a robot. What? I really should have. You know what? I'm gonna pin this now. We're gonna pin a new comment. We are going to pin a new comment. Here we go. So the question is, when am I going to be selling fish again? And the answer is, I'm most likely not selling fish anymore. And I have partnered with Dan's Fish, and I'm looking at some other places to partner with as well, just to get more variety. But here is where I would get fish right now. And we're gonna pin that. Message pinned. There you go. That's where I'll be sending people to get fish from now on. Whoa, that's a big corridor. What's going on here? What in the heck? Tons of nice driftwood along the riverbanks in western North Carolina. What are some good low light plants? Anubias is by far my favorite low light plant. So you have Anubias, Amazon swords, Crips are a really good low light plant. And, you know, water wisteria, water sprite, floating plants don't need a lot of light because they're floating. They're right next to the light. It's a beautiful thing to have your LFS owners recognize you and get excited when you come in the store knowing you're going to spend some good money. It's my one place. I have no budget. That's dangerous. Dangerous. I got some great Unikite and Rhyolite. Eric, I'm not even going to try to pronounce those words. From the mouth of Two-Hearted River in Lake Superior. It was so much fun. Danny Does Life. How goes the pond up past the fish shed? Did y'all ever get to work on it? Not yet. Not yet. First, I say we, but it's her. Outdoor tubs are almost done. Then garden. Then, I don't know, still has to set up the 240. and then maybe the koi pond. Honestly, I made that koi video hoping that maybe one of the pond people would reach out and want to do some kind of collab, as it has happened with other creators, but I guess they just don't watch my channel. I was on Facebook, fish ground, and they ate me up and never again. Yeah. Bob says, Dan had mentioned he was partnering with you a week or two ago. Is that partner link or is another one coming out? That is the official link. I'm not really gonna say how it works. Like, there's no like special discount or whatever, but I did. I'm gonna do like gift card giveaways and things like that. So that'll be fun. And I'm not really promoting it all that much until he gets his new warehouse up and running. Because he's already running at like max operating capacity. And so I don't want to send like, I mean, I don't know. I don't have like a huge following, but if I send over like a few hundred people to buy fish, like I don't know, like they have the infrastructure right now to handle it. So we're kind of just slowly rolling it out. And, you know, when the new warehouse is done, then I'll be promoting it a lot more. I think this is only like the second or third time I've even talked about it. So very slowly rolling it out. I love the up close fish in the background. Yeah. Well, what is this? Ah, there we go. There we go. Nope, now you can see it over there. Oh, it's such a narrow. Oh, man. Hey! Go lay down. Go lay down. Oh, man. See, the dogs get in here. They get all rowdy. They move my camera around. Now it's like, what in the heck is going on here? Okay, you know what? We're just going to solve this real quick. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Let's see. Be the right side. We'll just go there. And maybe here. All right, we'll just crop that nonsense out. I'm not going to crop out the AC because it's not here every week, but there you go. Oh, Oscars, my favorite fish. My favorite fish. And I think here he comes. You might be able to see John in the reflection. There he is. Oh, and there he goes. I've had my angelfish. Oh, so, and then just to elaborate on if I'm going to be selling fish ever again, I'm going to only be selling fish that I breed myself. So the new fish room I'm setting up for breeding. And it's just breeding for fun, not for profit. Just for fun. That's all I want to do. Just for fun. Bob, are you going to be shipping fish again? Rewind about 4 minutes and you'll get the answer to that question. I still have just like mountains and mountains of shipping supplies. So yes, I will be shipping fish. Need a bigger green screen. My entire wall is green. The entire wall. I'm digging the quarries. Yep. Are those John's fish? Yes, these are John's Oscars. Bob, what are some of your favorite plants? Anubias is always going to be my favorite plant. I tend to like low light, low maintenance plants. There was a time when I was a huge plant nerd, did dry ferts, CO2, anything highlight. I have, you know, maybe 50 or 60 different species of plants throughout my fish room. Now I'm just like, man, just throw in some Anubias. Like a huge clump of Anubias just looks so cool. Same with like just a huge, massive Amazon sword, crypts, anything. And just maintenance is way easier too. If you don't like Oscars, go to KG Tropical. K-Stu says, do I think acrylic tanks are worth the money? Only when you get over like 125. Like 125 gallon and lower, I'm all about glass. Anything higher than that, acrylic. Because just moving tanks, even if I just move it once, like when I buy it, and I don't plan on moving it for like another 10 years, I'm still going to go acrylic. Still going to go acrylic. Can we see the Barker? Probably when they calm down a little bit. Maybe when they calm down. They are terrorizing this entire house right now. One of my Anubias is in flower right now. It got me impressed. Yep, Anubias do flower. That's pretty sweet. Stephen Tomlinson says, anybody keeping rocket killies with white clouds? I personally haven't, but it would be a good combination. I don't think you'd really have any problems there, except if you want to breed, you probably won't come away with any clown killifish fry or rocket killie. Moneywort's a good one as far as like an easy plant to grow. Not one of my favorites though. Had errands tonight and tomorrow, so stopping by the river to scavenge driftwood is penciled in for Wednesday. Summer is just too busy. Yeah, you're telling me. Hey Steen, I've got a Caridina and black darter tank. I think the darters are eating all my shrimplets. Any tips on helping more baby shrimps survive? You need places for them to hide. Darters are always going to hunt them out though. And I think that's going to be your ultimate problem with darters, is there's a lot of fish you can put shrimp with, and if a little shrimplet walks by, you know, and a fish sees it, it might snack on it. Whereas darters are actually going to go around and kind of look for shrimp, right? Especially if they know they're there. So you need more places to hide. Like this tank behind me, there's some moss here, but you would need way more moss than that for the shrimp to hide in. And that's basically the only tip I got for you. Well, I guess you could also try to just feed really heavily, and maybe they'll ignore the shrimp if they're eating and just full all the time. You could try that. But that can be a dangerous game. You can start getting into snails and algae from just feeding too much. So, okay, your background may be too distracting. Could I keep paradise fish with white clouds in a 45-gallon tub? I think so. I think that'd be all right. You should have a space scene background. I almost. I also almost included saltwater, but I couldn't find any saltwater copyright-free videos that were longer than like 20 seconds. So I did look though. Tesla Killdozer with the $7.38 super chat. Hey Bob, here's your odd weekly super chat. I recently started to give primetime aquatic auto mounts on super chats too. That's so funny. I wonder if he knows. He probably doesn't. I don't think Jason would know, but that's pretty funny. It's all about the odd numbers, man. It's just, it always stands out. Like we love like $5, $10 super chats, but if you did like $1.73, I'm going to remember that way more than like a $5 super chat. I don't know why. That's just the way it works. Will a peacock eel eat my Danios and Tetras? No. Well, it is a possibility, but I wouldn't be too worried about it. Now, if it goes and eats all your fish, it's not my fault, but I don't think I would be worried about it if it was me. Tisha told me my Brazilian penny wort that I got from the co-op grows like mad, just floating. I trim it back once a month because there's no room for the fish. That's how I am with guppy grass. Like guppy grass, I love that stuff. Dolbeck Aqua Design says, get a hunk of spiky moss and let it grow. Prune it a bit, leave the cut chunks in the tank. In a few months, you'll have lots of moss. Curtis Schindler with the $1 super chat. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Stir Fry Guy says, so I've narrowed down tank mates for a group of albino paradise gourami. I either want gold white clouds or maybe a kind of rice fish. I don't know what kind, though. Well, that's all up to you, man. That's personal preference. Alexander Lamb says, Get Gills has some awesome fish that are often impossible to find. Yep, he does bring in a lot of rare stuff. It's one of the things I love about it. How do you get your fish not to spawn on the heater? Do you have like angels or discus or something spawning on the heater? You could try providing other spaces, like flat spaces. Maybe just stand some like driftwood up on end, or some slate, like small thin slate pieces up on end. Would be other things you could try. Ultimately though, it's going to be up to your fish. If they want to spawn there, they're going to spawn there. You could try moving the heater if you haven't. You know, you can move the heater and kind of maybe hide it behind some hardscape. That would be another option. Would a single male Endler work in a 2.5 gallon? It would work, but it would be highly depressing. If you think about it, just one sole male in a tank all by themselves. I mean, they're kind of a community fish. They like being around other endlers, so it would be kind of sad, but it would live. It's one of those it'll live but it won't thrive situations. Andrew with the $2.69 woofer treat fund. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it. And Broken Owl. Man, what is wrong with me today? I say that every week. Like, every week I'm like, what is wrong with me this week? I just need to come to terms that there's just something wrong with me. Broken Owl Tattoo Parlor. Tattoo Mike with the $1.76 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. Speaking of shrimp, does anyone have any favorite Caridina species? I currently have red crystals. I wonder where you got those from. And 2 shrimp setups ready for some more types. You need blue bolts, Danny. Blue bolts. Blue bolts are my favorite Caridina. I fed them right before the stream. That was my first mistake. Now they're all amped up. Just learned the rubber on the heater for the PetSmart 10-gallon top fin kit will definitely turn blue from ICX. Yep. ICX will stain a lot of things blue. But there's definitely plastic and rubber tends to stain way easier. Same with silicone. Like nothing, well, there's a lot of stuff worse, but like if you do ICX, like when it stains the silicone blue, that's kind of annoying. It eventually goes away though, but it's still kind of annoying. What's your favorite fish right now? Rainbow fish, of course. Rainbow fish. Anyone have experience with Empire gudgeons? Notice a lot of empty snail shells since adding. So are they snail eaters? I'm pretty sure they are. Don't quote me on that. I've never kept them, but I've researched them a little bit. And I also notice in my gudgeon tanks, my purple spot gudgeons, there's never snails in those tanks. So I just assume that they're eating them. Oh, what else do we got going on? T-shot tries, but I have a lid. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just Monday. TGIM. Thank God it's Monday. I love Mondays, and I'm not even exaggerating. I just sit around all weekend waiting for Monday. Somebody identify that single fish in the background swimming that appears to be neon orange powder blue. Neon orange powder blue. I don't know. I don't see it, but honestly, I can only see half the screen, so maybe I see the wrong half. I do like the pandas. Haven't seen shadow pandas before. I wouldn't get crazy. Just remember the Caridinas you got have their like 3-year-old colony. They really like our water here. They're adjusted. They're used to it. And that took a lot. I killed a lot of shrimp to get that colony going. So if you start getting black pandas and paying $20 a shrimp and they all die, which is most likely what will happen. Just saying. Don't say I didn't warn you. You think I can get my glow Danios to spawn with my regular Danios? I mean, technically, yeah. Do you have the skill to do that? I don't know. But technically, yes. I like Mondays now because of this stream. There you go. Blue bolts, I do like those. Yeah, they're my absolute favorite. Cactus Woman says I'm off on Mondays. So yeah. Mondays are my busiest day. By far my busiest day. Aquarium co-op tubing, black tubing helps hide ICX stains. That is true. And it's just black, so it just looks good in the aquariums anyways. Tuesday 8:30 a.m. here in Perth, West Australia. Man, I need to go to Australia one of these days. Would Odessa barbs go well with rainbow fish, or would they be outcompeted for food? Most rainbow fish are going to be able to keep up with Odessa barbs. Like, not even a problem. I wouldn't even be worried about it. I'm off on Monday, so yeah, 8:30 a.m. I have a few generations of some black bar endlers from Ryan at Wild Fish Tanks. I love them, but is there a specific number of generations I should intervene on the interbreeding? I've never kept fish long enough to worry about it. I have some green endlers that I've had now for years. Still, I don't have any issues, no deformities, no issues at all. I think if you ever get to a point where you start getting a lot of deformities, then maybe I would, add in some fresh DNA in there. But like I said, I've kept guppies for years and years and years, and never had really an issue. So I don't know if there is a number, like it's maybe like the 30th generation. If there is a number, I don't know what it is because I haven't got to it yet. Any advice on breeding neon green Rasboras? I'm letting them do their thing. Community tank with 3 coolies, 2 Borneo suckers, 2 autos, and a few shrimp. Well, Lisa, I think the problem you're going to have is even if they do breed, the eggs are going to get eaten. So they're egg scatterers, and you have loaches in there, which are going to find those eggs easy peasy. So even if they do breed, the loaches are just going to eat the eggs. So, I mean, chances are, if you're feeding them and you're keeping them fat and healthy, chances are they are breeding already. You just never notice it because the eggs are getting eaten. What is more hardy, a blue bolt or a blue dream? I think Neocaradinas are way hardier than Caradinas. Like, way hardier. It's not even close. In my experience. That's just my experience. There's probably someone who has really good, like wherever they are is like the perfect water for Caradina, and they just do way better than Neocaradina. But here, for me, in my experience, like it's almost like I have to try to kill Neocaradina shrimp here. Caradina shrimp, if I buy like a dozen of them, right off the bat, like 9 of them will die. And that's how I got my red crystal colony going, is I had to buy 2. Actually, I didn't buy them. I got them from, I think I got them from 2 different sources now. I don't remember. It's been years now. But I had to buy a dozen of them twice to get enough to survive to start the colony. And now they're perfectly adapted to my water here, and I've got more than I know what to do with. I've actually been putting my red crystal shrimp in a tub outside to see if they make it, and so far they're still alive. So I think they look really cool in an outdoor tub in the sunlight. Seems like Caradinas do better in my water. I'm going to focus that direction. I'm excited. I might work at a fish store soon. That's awesome. I'm getting the tips there and at the golf course. There you go. There you go. Congo Tetra, my favorite fish right now, but they seem to be very skittish, never at the front of the glass. Chances are eventually, I mean, I don't know what size they are. Congo Tetras get pretty big. I think they'll grow out of that behavior unless you've had them for like 10 years. But if you just got them, I think they'll settle down. I've never experienced that with Congo Tetras. So, hopefully they'll settle down, right? What's the name of your other channel? Get Outdoors is one of them. It's my second most popular channel behind this one. And I don't really have a link ready. There you go. Bob's Adventure Channel. Half of you people hit the dang like button, please and thank you. Brian says, hey, last question. There's not a limit. There's not a limit. If you have more, ask more. For now, I got a bunch of lava landscaping rock from a friend. How do I go about cleaning them and making sure there's no insecticide? Ooh. Do you know? I guess if you don't know the source, I would probably... Honestly, I would probably just soak them in hot water, and that's it. I would let them dry out completely. Maybe let them sit in the sun for a week, but I wouldn't be too worried about it. If you are, you could do like... you can just go buy like a bunch of distilled white vinegar. Hydrogen peroxide would be another one. And you can just soak them in one or the other, but not both at the same time. Are gold barbs known to be fin nippers? They can be. They can be. So there's definitely a lot of barbs and tetras that are fin nippers, but normally that behavior comes from not being happy, being stressed. For instance, if you only bought like 3 of them, chances are they're going to be fin nippers because they're a schooling fish. If you get a large enough number of them where they're comfortable, they're not, they're not like antsy or anything, they generally won't fin nip that much. Second most popular channel after this one's also the least popular. My least popular one is my car channel. That one has like 200 subscribers. That's definitely my least popular one. Yeah. I actually have 4 channels. That I'm biannually active on, I would say. KC says, love the camping videos. The ones with Jimmy and Corey with you are priceless. Steenfott Aquatics, have you ever seen the show Departures? I've never heard of that show, so no. Can you keep a Lake Tanganyika community tank? Absolutely. And it's something I'm trying to do in my new fish room. And Lake Tanganyika fish are harder and harder to come by as far as variety. Like, there's definitely like multis and Julidochromis, and there's a small group of oversaturated Lake Tanganyikans. But as far as getting like the rarer stuff, it's becoming harder and harder, and that's obviously the stuff I'm looking for. So I'm going to try to do it in the new fish room. So we'll see what I can find. I've got my feelers out there here and there looking for specific fish. Do you have any rainbow fish in your tubs outside? Andrew, sorry about that. Not this year. I've done it in previous years. We've done yellow. I've done pseudomcgills outside. Danny has pseudomcgills outside right now. So yeah, I have done it, but not this year. This year I have, what do I have? I have Buenos Aires Tetras, Hawaiian Platies, Gold White Clouds, trout goodeids, and platinum rice fish. And I have a brine shrimp tub. That's what's outside this year. How big of a tub do you think I can get away with on an apartment patio? Melissa, that's kind of a loaded question. If you're on the first floor, then I would get as big as you can fit. That's what I would go. Can you fit a 100-gallon? Yeah, like if you can fit the 100-gallon tub on there, that one's a pretty good value. The 150-gallon, I mean, honestly, I would go with whatever size I can go with. And if they complain, then they complain. Excuse me. Swiss kebab. Car channel needs more cop car videos. Yeah, I bought the cop car and then the world shut down. So... yeah. Is that celestial pearl nanio in the background tank? I don't see any right now. Can you do rocket killifish with pseudomcgill? Oh yeah, absolutely. I would do them. I don't know that I would do them with fricatas because they get kind of large. And they might kind of stress out the rocket killie, but I would definitely do them with luminatus. My landlord would freak. If you're on the first floor and it's outside, I don't see what the problem is. I mean, granted, I'm not a landlord, but even if I was, I'd be like, yeah, who cares? It's outside. Bob, one of my pygmy quarries has looked really bloated for a week now. It has pretty much just stayed resting on some Anubias. Any thoughts, suggestions? Maybe egg bound, water parameters are fine. You may want to pull it out and maybe run some salt through it. The salt can be kind of a laxative, so if it's backed up, it might clear things out. You don't want to do too much salt with corridors, but they can definitely handle a little bit of salt for a short time, no problem. I have a 2 times breeding pair of pea puffers and fluval flecks, each spawning heaps. Leave adults in or remove after you see several spawns. Lisa, I have never bred puffers in my life. And not only have I never bred them, I've never even researched it. So I'm not sure. I feel like should probably remove the eggs or the adults. But yeah, I've never researched breeding puffers, so probably not the best person to ask. Maybe someone in chat can help us out with that one. But yeah, I'm not sure. Andrew says, hey, I caught the stream. Have any suggestions for a tank mate to go in a 40-gallon tank full of cherry shrimp? I mean, I love endlers. Endlers and shrimp. Even if you don't want like a for-profit tank, like endlers and shrimp, if you have somewhere to sell them, can make you so much money. Like, just a ton of money. If you have a local fish store, even if it's just in-store credit, like, it's amazing. You could also do like any of the dwarf Corridoras, like the Habrosus, the Hustatus, or the Pygmaeus, would do really well. And a large group of like pygmy Corridoras is pretty fun. It's super awesome to watch them school around. Is there a season for Habrosus Quarries? I have been keeping an eye out for them for several months, but haven't found any online or in person. They definitely seem to show up on lists a lot more in the springtime, from what I've seen. I've only been looking at the list now for a couple of years, but it seems like I always see them in the springtime. I don't know why that is. Emerald Eye Rasboras are what I keep with my shrimp. Oh man, I totally forgot about Rasboras. Like, I mean, neon green Rasboras or ember Tetras, like in the background here. Endlers and shrimp are steak and potatoes. They really are. And they'll pay for steak and potatoes almost every night. Dean on the co-op video recently made a comment that too many people in the hobby like to play doctor. Do you think that's accurate? What's he referring to? Too many people in the hobby like to play doctor. I don't know what that means. Like, are they operating on fish? To me, that sounds like a terrible idea. Yeah, I don't really know what that means. Clearly, I have not watched the video. Is there a difference between Emperor Tetra and Carry Tetras? There are different kinds of Emperor Tetras, and I believe the Carry Tetras are blue Emperor Tetras or purple. I don't remember offhand, but there's purple Emperor Tetras, there's blue Emperor Tetras, and then there's just the regular Emperor Tetra. And I don't remember the scientific names of the three. He means like over-diagnosed fish. Oh, that I would totally agree with. Totally agree with. And he's especially online. Like if you're on like Facebook groups, oh, it's awful. Awful. The people that just like, yeah, I totally agree. I know exactly what he's talking about. It's like, I don't even chime in on those talks. It's just like, I don't know. You know me, I don't like to give advice at all about treating fish. I'm not a veterinarian. I can't even begin to, like, I mean, I could guess, but I can't see the fish. Like, if you're asking me what's wrong with my fish, it has, you know, black spots all over it. Well, I don't know. I can't see it. You know, I don't know anything about it. I can't diagnose it. I can't treat it. Yeah, there is definitely a lot of that. I think Dean was worrying too much about something being wrong. I think there's definitely people that you get like, oh my gosh, the fins are all shredded. Like, what should I do? Just leave it alone. Like, why do you have to do anything? And I get like being worried, but there's just a lot of things that are solved just by keeping up with tank maintenance, keeping your water clean. You know, they don't have all this. They don't have doctors. They don't have veterinarians. They don't have meds in the wild, and they do just fine. So, Trish says, yes, remove eggs or move parents. They will be eaten. The fry will eat each other too. Lots of cover to grow out separately like you would axolotls in a jar. Loads of work. Yikes. Ben Ochart, what's up, buddy? Impulse purchased an Emperor Pleco. Does he need some wood to munch on? Yeah. Yep. You're going to want to throw some driftwood in there. And they go through a lot. So Be prepared. Be prepared. They go through a lot of wood. Ozzy says, what's up, Bob and everyone? Hope all is well. Hope everyone is having a great night. Thanks for the live, Bob. By the way, are you putting up your website to ship fish again anytime soon? Negative. I am... sorry. I'm actually partnering with Dan's Fish. And if you don't know who he is, he's Dan's Fish on YouTube. His website is dansfish.com. And we'll be partnering up with him. Well, I am partnering up with him. And sending people who want to buy fish his way. And like I said, I'm working with some other people. Aquatic Art sent me some fish because I've never gotten fish from them. So they sent me some to, see how their shipping is as well. So, and like I said, the only reason is for a little bit more variety for everyone. But I'm fully vetting a few online vendors right now. And so far, the only one that I've hooked up with and trust like fully is Dan's Fish. Like he just has amazing fish. So I will only going forward be selling fish that I breed myself for fun, not for profit. So I don't plan on like breeding expensive plecos and then selling them for a lot. If I happen to breed expensive plecos, I'll sell them pretty inexpensively because, I'm not doing it for money. I'm just doing it for fun. Pandagaras with Neos, adult shrimp would be okay. Tyler with the $3 super chat. Yeah, I think he would be just fine. Again, it's going to be one of those things like in the tank behind me here, there's so many places for shrimp to hide. And Pandagaras, they are omnivore, but they're not going to like, they're not like seek and destroy type of fish. So if they're like, kind of going along and happen to run across one, then they might eat it. But overall, you should definitely be able to outproduce what they'll pick off like here and there. I wouldn't be worried about it. Will you breed fish for Dan's website? I don't think so. It would just be easier for me to, if I'm going to ship them anyways, then I'm just going to ship them myself. If there was ever a point like I'm breeding stir-by corridoras and I've got like 400 of them and I just need to get rid of like hundreds of them all at once, then maybe, but I would just sell them myself because, I ship them to Dan, then Dan ships them to you. I could just take, remove one area of stress, like this week or two long process of extra stress for the fish. Danny Does Life says, ret fins usually freak me out, but as long as the water's good, they grow right back. I swear the Oscars heal back in a day or two. Yeah. And there's yeah. And I understand about people being worried about their fish, but I think a lot of people are just too worried. So if that's what Dean meant, I absolutely agree with him. Definitely played doctor in my early keeping. Thought my honey ground me had velvet or some sort of infection. Turns out he was just colored up and in the mood. Yep. You get that a lot with like cribs when they some other dwarf cichlids where the females will turn like pink or purple in their bellies, and people are like, "Oh my God, what's wrong?" And I'm like, "Well, that's what they do. That is what they do." Same with the pistos, like when the females go from like a silver color to like a bright kind of dark, weird yellow color that looks really cool. It means they're down to get down. Like they're down to clown. They're ready. Where the males at? Pandagaras are pretty peaceful. Love my little guys. Yeah. Like I said, they might pick off one or two here or there, but if you start out with like, I don't know, a couple dozen cherry shrimp and maybe like 3 to 6 Pandagaras, you'll never have any problems. Oh man, what is wrong with my font here? Aquatic Ma, welcome back. Oh, you're a puffer fish too. Welcome back to the Dream Team. Thank you. I appreciate it. Tyler says, thanks, Bob. My wife and I are setting up a 20 long in her 5th grade classroom, and I think Pandagara would be fun, but I haven't kept them. Yeah, super fun fish. They're, for that type of fish, like, I'm not going to call it like a sucker mouth fish, but it kind of is. They're actually pretty active. My debit card got stolen. Forgot to update my info. Nice. I kind of had a similar situation today where, like last week, I went to the bank And since I was there, I was like, you know what? My debit card is going to expire in a month. Can you just print me a new one? And they're like, oh, yeah. So they just print me a new one, and I left. And today I went to use it, and I never set up the PIN, so it kept getting declined. And my head is like exploding. Like, what the F is going on with my card? It keeps getting declined. And then, yeah, I just forgot to set up the PIN for the new card. That'll happen. Any plans to reopen the merchandise store on the website? Yes, I was actually spending a fair amount of time on that last week. And I'm working on rebuilding the website. It's not going to show, you won't see like any updates until I actually publish the new website. It's still going to show the old one. And I don't even know like how different it's going to be, but I've just been like playing around with some different templates and backgrounds and stuff. So we'll see. I'm going to open it back up though. I just, I don't know in what capacity. Like I would love to do, not like blog posts, but like maybe care articles on some of the fish I've kept in my experience. But I also really, really hate writing. Like English was by far my worst language in high school because I hated writing. You get the assignments like you need to write a poem over the weekend, and then it's due on Monday. And I'm like, I just hate writing. Anything to do with writing, I hate. So I don't know. That's not really my specialty, but I think it would be cool to have on the website. So I don't know. Just very undecided on what I want to do with the website. It's still, even with the shutdown, it still gets a fair amount of visitors every day. So I should do something with it. I just don't know what yet. Slayer Sam says, Bob, I lost my 3.5-year-old 21-inch Mabu puffer about a month ago. Oh, excuse me. I did multiple rounds of different treatments over the last 3 years. I accepted finally that there's nothing more I could do. Slayer Sam, I know exactly how you feel, my friend. It sucks to lose a fish like that. You just try and try and try for so long. I know exactly how you feel. I'm sorry. I'm right there with you, my friend. Right there with you. English is writing is my jam. Math sucks, but math is so easy. Like, math is just like, it's formulas. Like, you know how to do everything. Anyway, like, I don't know. It's just, math is like logic. Like, just makes sense. Like, that's the way it is. English and writing, that actually takes some talent and some creativity, which I have none of. So, I mean, I have some talent, but not in writing. Ugh. Writing in English I loved, but I hated gym. I was totally gym is my favorite subject in school. That was me. I was one of those kids. Regina Phalange says, I'm so in love with my Pandagaras. They are amazing. I think I'm up to like 20 or 30 of them now. I don't even know. And it needs to have a thesis in relation to blah blah blah. The only time I liked writing was like in biology class or science. That was the only time. What about podcast or audio articles on the website? You're a good speaker. Yeah. To be honest, I know nothing about podcasting. Absolutely nothing. I know live streaming is kind of like podcasting, but I don't even know how to like upload a podcast, and I couldn't even tell you where to upload. Like, obviously Apple has some podcast thing, and Spotify. I've never done it. I've never downloaded a podcast in my life. I know nothing about podcasting. So algebra was my bane. I just hated doing homework. That's all. I would never do homework ever. Never. I hate homework. It was a waste of time for me. Math is amazing. English was always rough. What did the author mean? Well, shouldn't he just say it? Well, it's how did you interpret? I can't do math. Thank God for calculators. Can anyone breed Pandagaras for all? I wish. Bob breeds his Pandagaras, Pandagaras. I got lucky one time. That was it. Just Just happened. I don't know. Couldn't stand English class. I had a moment of weakness in college and decided to take Shakespeare. For the first day, the guys talked about how the class was going to be. I dropped it and took mythology. Shakespeare, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Shakespeare. Math is hard. I'm the worst, but in my marriage, I'm in charge of finances. Well, to be fair, math is way different than finances. Like, yeah, you deal with numbers, but that's about the only thing that relates with those two. Finances, math, completely different. They should be taught completely different. I mean, they don't even teach finances in school anymore. It's terrible. Math is very easy. Well said, Bob. But knowing what Shakespeare's mom used to cook for him for dinner, ridiculous. You could do a podcast. Ask the Aquarius podcast. Isn't that Jimmy? No, that's Randy. And I've been on his podcast, and he has a lot of really cool equipment. And well, I mean, it's just like some thing that two microphones hook it to, but it sounds really good. Like, I really listened to it, and I was like, I sound pretty dang good. I hated math, was put up a grade, and never did homework. Yeah, they wanted me for like 3 years to skip because I never did homework. So they're like, he's bored. And I'm like, I'm not bored. I just hate doing homework. Like, because I would never do the homework, but then I would always do well on the tests. So my whole life I've been like, screw homework. Like, it's all how like they lay out the class. Like the first day of class when they go over the syllabus and okay, homework is worth like 30% of your grade. Then I'm like, okay, so I never have to do homework to pass the class. All right, I'm never gonna do homework. Like, I got better things to do. I could play basketball. I could play video games. Please hit the like button if you haven't. Essentially, you would lead the topic and have a conversation with yourself or a guest every week, and you for sure can stay in your pajamas. Yeah, so I realize that it's very similar to live streaming, except instead of talking to, I don't know, 250 people, I'm talking to whoever my guest is. And John and I have talked about this a long time. We actually came very close to starting a podcast. This was like 2 years ago. We had the name. We had the name. Like, we had it down to like 2 different names that we were gonna go with. And because sometimes like we'll get on the phone and we'll talk for like 2.5 hours, and we're like, dang, has it already been 2 hours? And we're like, yeah. And this would have been a pretty interesting podcast, you know? So we were like, well, maybe we should podcast. I don't know. But he got too busy, then I got too busy. He started a business. Some stuff happened to me. So didn't work out at the time, but maybe in the future. If you want to be like Bill Burr, you can do it from your bed. I hope you're talking about podcasting. This is a rated G kid-friendly live stream. Thank you, please. My best grades were in biology and creative writing. Biology was the best. Biology was amazing. Aquarium co-op celebrity basketball game. I feel like it would be like ping pong, and there's just not enough talent to go against. Yeah, I don't know of anyone who could beat me in basketball in that circle. It just ain't happening. Just ain't happening. Not doing it. I'll dunk on anyone. I don't care. 2 nerms, 1 tank. Yeah. Homework is training people to take homework. Like, my brain is not wired for the scam that they've set us in for life. I call it the 40-40-20 scam, right? You work 40 hours a week for 40 years of your life, and you retire with 20% of the money you earned. Like, that just, it makes zero sense to me, and it's never made sense to me. I've never been a 9-to-5 guy ever, and I never will be. Like, it just makes zero sense to me. I was a shop class master, took everyone, aced them all. The only thing I'd want in common with Bill Burr is to offend a lot of people. Like, I love offending people. Not in the fish live stream. I mean, we're talking about fish here. This is a friendly environment. But I really do enjoy offending people. Sorry if that makes me a bad person, but just who I am. This is rated G. Why am I allowed to have a wrench? Not only are you allowed to have a wrench, you're like the main wrench around here now. Anyways, I'll dunk on anyone. There it is. This is a real life photo of me on the dream team. You can't really see because it's an emoji and it's really small, but there you go. There it is. You know? Homework is training people to take work home. Yeah. Yep. I agree. 100%. Actually, our Swiss Kebab channel was supposed to be a podcast, but again, we just get too busy. And honestly, there's not a lot of I don't know. I think I'm just, when it comes to podcasts, it's just not my realm. Like, I just don't know it. So I'm really like, you know, like, yeah, I could spend, you know, an hour or two talking to someone, then, you know, editing it, then uploading it, or I could just do 2-hour live stream and be like, hey, and then talk to like a lot of people. But I get the idea and the concept of podcast. I mean, I don't know. Maybe someday I'll figure it out. People ask me all the time, honestly, like, can you upload your live stream to a podcast? And I'm like, can you tell me how to do that? Like, I don't know. I could probably Google it. I mean, I could Google it, but dang, Bob offended my wrench. You pay Social Security for 40 years, and instead of the government owing you interest, you owe them. It's okay, Bob. I enjoy rejecting people who come to my shop without an appointment. Jimmy would be Spud Webb of the co-op. That's kind of funny. I think he's taller. He's definitely taller than Spud Webb, for sure. But yeah. Man, I don't know if he might be taller than Corey. Actually, I don't know. I'll dunk on anyone. Bob 2021. Yep. That's going to be my slogan for when I run for president. I'll dunk on anyone. You still do a lot of writing for fun? I don't get it. Like, even if I go somewhere and I have to like sign my name, I'm like, really? I got to write? Ugh. Some of the podcasts are vulgar and boring. There's definitely a lot of podcasts that try to make up for their poor content with shock value, right? Like vulgarity. And it's pretty easy to spot those ones out. Like, yeah, you're just not entertaining, you're not funny, so you're just gonna be really vulgar and hope that works out for you. And it does for some people. Corey used to upload his live streams to Apple Podcasts. I didn't even know he stopped doing that because I don't have Apple Podcasts, so I never knew. I'll dunk on anyone. The next meme. If you haven't seen Spud Web videos, you're missing out. If you didn't have to pay bills, I would commit my life to writing a fantasy novel. But couldn't you write your fantasy novel like in your off time? Like right now, you could be writing your fantasy novel right now instead of watching some schmo on the internet. As much as I love having people here, and I mean, I wish there was like 2,000 people here instead of 200, but I would much rather you be off writing your fantasy novel than sitting here listening to me. I mean, if that's your dream, that's what you should be doing. Bob's signature equals X. I try to just put BS. Like, anytime I got in trouble with school, like signing the detention slips, I just put BS. This is BS. I have an empty 10-gallon tank thinking of dirting it. Kevin, I would highly recommend doing it. If you've never done a dirty tank, it's really fun to do, and I would highly recommend it. Do you write your signature in cursive or full-on serial killer print font? It depends. It depends on what I'm signing. So I can do my autograph so it looks like I can autograph my name so it looks like the word bullship, but with a T, right? Sometimes I do that if I want to troll people. Yeah. So on like official forms and stuff, sometimes I'll do like all caps. I don't know. I've got like 4 signatures. So what is the yellow-finned fish? Some sort of rainbow? Yes, that is a Pseudomagil fricata. Super awesome. Super awesome. Bob, I have 2 kids. I'm talking creative, like whole languages and stuff. I mean, I'm sure, like, I'm not trying to like disrespect you in any way or like say that, you know, I'm not like, oh, you have plenty of time, just go do it. I'm definitely not doing that. But I feel like, I don't know, if it's your dream, maybe just work on it every once in a while. I don't know. I don't know how to inspire people to follow their dreams. I'm not a motivational speaker, but I don't know. I feel like if it's something that you would get a lot of value out of, you know, if it takes 50 years, it takes 50 years, you know? I don't know. What do I know? I'm just some dumb dude on the internet. I'm definitely not trying to inspire anyone because I don't have that skill set. Did anyone come up with that Tetra name, or is that a really nice Emperor Tetra? I had it as a pinned comment at the start of the stream, but I don't think I have it up anymore. Let me see. Nope, I don't. I wonder if you go back to the beginning of the stream, if it'll show my original pinned comment. Maybe. I wish I had the Photoshop skills for Bob's new slogan. Any roofers from Anderson, Indiana, County of Madison on this live show? There you go. Is there anyone from Anderson, Indiana County of Madison? That sounds weird. On this show, we need a roofer. Calling all roofers. Have I ever kept rosy loaches? Yes, I have rosy loaches right now. They're super awesome. That is my opinion on them. They're not hard to care for. They're not snail eaters, so don't depend on them to eat your snails. They won't do that. But yeah, they're super peaceful. They breed really easily if you want to breed them. However, you will have to put in some work to make sure they don't eat the eggs or the fry. But yeah, they're really easy fish to take care of. They're pretty active. They're one of the loaches that they don't just stay on the bottom. Like, they actually swim around and check stuff. Like, they would be all over this log. They'd be over that log. They'd be over there. So yeah, they're pretty cool. I looked it up and none looked like that one. Yeah. Yeah. So we just type in Emperor Tetra. Emperor Tetra. And here it is. Right here. Let's go here. Scientific name. Where is the scientific name? Oh, I hate when people don't put the scientific name. Let's try this one right here. Let's see. Again, no scientific name. Great. These are it is what I believe to be the Palmeri. Now, I actually might have linked the wrong one in the beginning of this stream, but where's my chat? Here it is. So if you look up this one, again, this is a thumbnail. It's highly photoshopped. The colors are extremely exaggerated just to get people's attention, which it works. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It's very, very highly photoshopped. LOL, you're correct. You're right, Bob. Excuses are the nails that built a house of failure. I mean, I just feel like, when I started this YouTube channel, well, I don't even know how long ago, but I had a full-time job for like 3 years while I was doing this on the side. Now I don't have a family. I don't have a wife. I don't have kids. So I get it. Like, people are busy, but, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to imagine that there's like no free time ever, and maybe there's not. Like, so again, I'm not trying to, as much as I love offending people, I'm not trying to offend anyone or especially you right now. I'm just saying, like, man, it's hard for me to believe that there's never any free time ever. I don't know. All the dreams and try them all. Exactly. Have I considered making a Discord server? I've actually had a Discord server for a couple years now. I've just never shared it ever. I don't know what I would do with a Discord server because I don't like hang out in it. So I don't know, like, I've the only time I ever use Discord is for gaming, which now is like once or twice a month. And so log in, talk to my buddy for like an hour, and log out. So I don't know like what the advantage of the Discord server would be if I'm never in there. So I've never really promoted it. Water Lover with the $5 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. All the dreams from Chattanooga Ed did a great Dirty Tank stream. How to last Thursday. Great for someone who has never done one. If you really love something, you'll usually make the time for it. It took me 5 years to write my first book. I was working 2 jobs at the time. Yeah, again, and I realize, like, if I was married with kids, I would probably have like a completely different attitude. Like I've got nothing but time. The only thing that depends on me are 3 dogs and some fish. That's it. So, I'm sure like I'm totally skewed when I say things like this, and I realize that. Hello, I'm looking to get a red terror, but I need to know how aggressive they are. Well, they're called a terror. So the name should give you some clue. That being said, you just gotta watch what you put them with. But they are generally kind of aggressive and can be aggressive for sure. Discord server would be fun for discussing fish stuff with a faster type response system with capability of sending pics. Yeah, but how fast would it be if somebody asked me a question and I don't log on for 3 weeks? That's not really that fast. Or are you talking about like someone could ask a question and there'll be other people maybe in there? I mean, I could certainly try to... I don't even know how to find my Discord server. Like, I know I hit Discord and it automatically goes to it, but I mean, I could link it at some point if people want to get on it, but I wouldn't know what to do with. Like, I'm just hardly ever on there. Because the Steen Dream Team members could talk then. Yeah. I mean, you guys are making a pretty good argument. So I will put that on the list of things to do this week. Aquatic Moss says, I have 4 kids, work night shift 6 days a week, and film at 1 a.m. for my videos. You want it, you got to get it, even if you're terrible at it like me. And I don't even think it's a matter of being terrible. If it's something you enjoy and it's something you're passionate about, that's all I care about. I mean, okay, if you're making, content in like 360p and your audio is whack, then I'm probably not going to watch it no matter what the content is, no matter how much I want to watch it. Some things are just unwatchable. But for the most part, like, any average cell phone is going to be able to make just, content just fine. And if you're passionate about it, I'll watch it, even if it's not something I'm interested in. One of my favorite things to do is listen to people that are like really passionate. Like, it could be some little grandma like knitting. If she's like really passionate and really into it, that's what grabs my attention. Seeple says, Danny is finally here and no one has asked a horse question or a plant question. Like, anytime she is not here, it's plants. I swear. Houseplants. And now she's finally here. No houseplant. It's about time to get her back on the stream, too. Behind every fish room is someone who prioritizes dreams over responsibilities. Just ask my husband. I agree. It would be a Discord community. Yeah, I'll look into it, and maybe next week I'll share it. Yeah, so honestly, right now, I use Discord to talk to one of my best friends who in the last year has had some very unfortunate things going on. Got kind of diagnosed with kind of a terminal illness, and so right now I go into Discord and we just go in there and hang out and talk. So it's one of those things, like, I don't know if I want to go into my Discord and then I'll be talking to him and like 20 people just flood the channel. I'm just like, I don't know about that. But I'll look into it. I will spend some time deep diving into it this weekend and check it out. We'll see. If you need help setting up a Discord channel and permissions and all that, link. I do this stuff all the time at Matt DLR. Thank you. I appreciate it. I remember, so I created this. The only reason I know I've had it for like 2 years is because I created this a long time ago. And then when I talked about it in a live stream, everyone was like, what is Discord? What is Discord? In fact, so I did Discord and Twitch, and nobody knew what Discord was and nobody knew what Twitch was. So I'm like, all right, not the audience for that. And I kind of abandoned both of them. So I feel like Discord has like gained a lot of notoriety, I guess, and a lot more people know what it is now than a couple years ago. Gimbal. Oh, we're back to the corridors. I have a donkey question. Actually, yes, I am a donkey. Hi, Bob. This is for your new fish room. Fishless Clive. Thank you. I will say, lumber prices are finally dropping. Finally, the price the price has gone down about 40% on the market. So hopefully it'll start getting or seeing some pretty good discounts. Not discounts, but hopefully we'll start seeing the price going down in the next coming weeks in retail locations. Hopefully. But yeah, so thank you. It's still not very affordable, but hopefully soon, in a month, I'll be able to buy some 2x4s. We'll see. We raised mules. I'll do my best. There's an app called Amino. That's a mix of Discord and Instagram, and that's where I'm a curator of a fish group, Amino. I'll tell you one thing I definitely don't want to do is learn new apps or software. Like, it's already, like, I mean, there's already so much. Like, the last thing I want to do. Twitch is a zoo. Twitch is just, Twitch is a nightmare. I mean, YouTube is really not that much better, but at least on YouTube, I'm on the like second most popular website in the world, right? So there is that, but both are kind of a clown show, to be honest. Twitch just needed to be bought by Amazon for the average Joe to know what it was. Yep, I said they tried their own streaming service, and how's that working out? Fish Nerd, what's going on, buddy? What's going on? Any tips on breeding bloodfin tetras? DJ Fat Tony, it's not difficult to get them to spawn. It is difficult to raise the eggs. So they're egg scatterers. So you have to find a way for them to not eat their own eggs. And a lot of people will get like a Tupperware container. I don't know, whatever size fits in your aquarium. That's like, you know, maybe like 3 or 4 inches, and they'll just put screen over the top of it. So when they scatter the eggs fall through. The parents can't obviously get through to eat them. And then once they hatch, finding food that they'll eat. I've never bred bloodfin tetras, so I'm not sure the size of the fry, but you're definitely going to want to do some sort of live culture that they can eat. So yeah, that's pretty much my tips for any egg scattering Tetra, Rasbora, Barb. That's a sign of getting older, Bob. We stop wanting to learn new things like technology. I love technology. I hate social media. So I think the two are independent of each other, and obviously dependent of each other. But like, I can like technology while hating social media, which is, I don't know, ironic, oxymoron, since I make my living on social media, but it doesn't mean I have to like it. Just packing my lunch, back to driving into the office. for work after over a year working from home. I was always wondered, like, how many people are actually going to return to work, or are they going to stay from working at home? Andrew with the $2.23 super chat, 2x4 fund. Thank you. A year and a half ago, that could have bought a 2x4. My husband does free stock music through Twitch. Yeah. Like listens to free stock music. Technology is great. Social media is the sewer of the internet. Yeah, I can agree with that. Hello, Bobby Boy. Hope you're doing well. Zach, I am doing well. Thank you. Honestly, just use coconut oil. Helps slick the rain so it doesn't settle. What? Oh, you're talking to someone else, obviously. All right. I'm just going to move past that because I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyways, don't forget to hit the like button. Zen Ginger, thank you. Reminding us all to hit the like button. Dude, my tank is full of tiny snails. I don't know what to do. So usually you'll get snails by overfeeding. So you can cut back on feeding. Snails in general, not really harmful to your aquarium. If you get a ton of them, then obviously they're going to create a lot of waste. But normally lots of snails is due to overfeeding. So maybe cut back your feeding. You do a little bit more water changes and they might cut back. If you want to get them all out, just get them all out of there. Just get like a piece of cucumber, stick it on a fork and throw it in the aquarium. That will make the cucumber sink. You can throw it in there overnight, and in the morning, like, all the snails will just climb onto the cucumber and just be eating it. And then you can very carefully pull the cucumber out with all the snails. There's snail traps and things like that too. However, I find that to be just pretty easy way to get rid of a large chunk of them at once. I only have to go to the office 1 or 2 times a month. So I find it interesting. I don't know if anyone follows Gary Vee, but I follow him. I don't watch him religiously, but I know it's funny. If you go back like 2 years ago, he's like, remote workers, like, that's the worst idea. Working from home is terrible. I would never do it, blah, blah, blah. And then of course he has to send everyone home. And he's like, wow, like their productivity is way higher when they work from home. And now he's all like just super pro, like remote worker, work from home. And so I don't know. I'm curious, like, how many people are actually going to go back physically into work, because a lot of stuff can be done remotely. Like when I worked for Comcast, I was like, there's zero reason for me to come in at all. Like, I should be working from home. There's no reason. Maybe, obviously, you know, maybe you go in once or twice a month, grumble there, you know, obviously check in, see how things are going, talk to your boss, whatever. But yeah, working from home, so many people can do it. It's just unnecessary. Have you noticed some quarry prices going up lately? Like a couple months ago, Violet and Similis quarries were $8 a piece. Now they're $14. The price of everything is going to go up because the cost of shipping has gone up like tenfold. So yeah, you're gonna definitely notice an increase of prices pretty much on everything. It's gonna start hitting pretty soon. So many animals on this farm, I can't afford all the individual products. If a product that will work, a broad spectrum, vinegar, coconut oil, it's Costco in that. DJ Fat Tony with the $5 super chat says, converted my 125 gallon into a planted nano fish tank thanks to your video, and I bet it's pretty freaking awesome, isn't it? And thank you for the $5 super chat. All right, I'm not gonna like crap on all like the monster fish keepers, but getting like a large tank like a 125 and putting like 3 fish in it is so boring to me. They always look lethargic. They don't have any room to swim anywhere. But if you take that same 125 gallon tank and you put in like 30 pygmy quarries and a bunch of nano fish and shrimp, there's just so much going on. Like, you have like a whole entire ecosystem. It's just, to me, that is way more exciting than a couple of Oscars just lethargically swimming around in a 125 gallon tank. I mean, you know, I'm probably gonna anger some people, but that's just my opinion, right? We can still be friends. You can love your big fish and your big tanks, and I'll love my small fish in my big tanks. We can still be friends. It's just fish, people. So many mails. We're only going back 50%. I still get to work from home 2 or 3 days a week. Could totally do it 100% if management wasn't old school. Yeah, and that's the problem everywhere, right? We need to get them baby boomers out of there. What do they say? Okay, boomer. I've never figured out what that means, but I don't know. I assume they're talking about boomers. I find this to be a huge problem in the fish industry. It's all these people are still doing business like it's 1970, and it's just not working for them. This is why someone like Corey can come in and like revamp an entire industry and just kill everyone, like just dominate the competition, because they're all stuck back in the 70s still. Does you, Bob, or anyone in the chat know if feeding just pond snails and bloodworms is enough to keep healthy pea puffers? Mine will not eat anything else. Tried all frozen foods. That's all I've ever fed my pea puffers, and I've never had issues with them. I've done like only bloodworms. I've had pea puffers that refuse to touch snails, and I don't know. They seem to be just fine on just bloodworms. That being said, as I'm definitely a fan of variety, so if you can find something else, then so be it. Chances are, like, they would go for brine shrimp. They would definitely go for like baby neos. They would probably try to take down an adult neo, and probably could do it successfully. I'm with you, Bob, on stupid predator fish tanks. I mean, I wouldn't call them stupid. It's just, I just don't get it. I don't get the enjoyment of sticking an 18-inch fish in a tank that's 18 inches front to back. Like, I don't know. Like, that just seems miserable to me. If I had to spend my entire life in this room, like, yeah, I'm going to live, but, like, what am I going to do? Like, I couldn't imagine it. They're taking their star choice. No offense to the checkbook keepers. What? If people are still out there writing checks, I hate those people. I hate them. Get out of my line. If you're going to write checks, go do it somewhere else. Know where I'm going and don't go there. I'm with you, Bob. Got that one. I agree. Small fish making their own ecosystem. I would be bored with monster fish. My pea puffers live on snails exclusively. That must be nice. I don't know. Granted, I've only kept like one school of them at once, you know, so I don't have like a huge sample size, but they would like swim around the snails, and they're like, no, not today. Give me my bloodworms. Brian Glenn with the $5 super chat says, thoughts. I got another 150-gallon aquarium, or maybe stock tank. Thinking of combining my 255s stock. One is Barbs rainbows, 2 large schools of Tetras and Rasboras planted. Thanks, Bob. Okay, never mind. So you got a 150-gallon tank, and you want to combine the 255s into one. Barbs, rainbows, Tetras, Rasboras, Quarries planted. All of that in a 150 would be a really fun tank. And all of them obviously are going to enjoy the 150 over the 55, especially your rainbows. So I always say, like, rainbows 4 foot minimum on the larger rainbows. So a 55 does work, but when you give them more room front to back, you get just so much better schooling behavior out of them and shoaling behavior. So yeah, I would do it for sure. Well, some people like to have a couple Great Danes, and some people like 200 Chihuahuas running around. So Great Danes are actually really good apartment dogs. So just because they're gigantic, they're not very active. So they are listed. If you go to like best dogs for apartments, some list will actually have Great Danes because they sleep a lot. They don't require a ton of exercise. They don't eat a lot either, for a dog that size, mind you. My first job was retail. My first job, I guess, technically was retail as well. And I hated when old people pulled out a checkbook. Oh, that's where the checkbook came from. It slowed down lines and got me off my rhythm. Back then, like, when I first got into retail, like, checks were the thing. Like, so that, you know, yeah, it took forever, but, like, debit cards weren't really a thing. I mean, this is, like, back in, like, the 60s. So I have a checkbook, no freaking idea. I've never used them. My bank gave them to me, and I was like, why? I do have checks for my business account, and I have written many checks. So, like, but that's a business, right? That's totally different than having, like, a personal checking account. You just swipe your debit card and move on. You don't fill anything out. There's no, like, what does this say? I can't read this. I don't know. Brian says, Great Danes are great apartment dogs. You hit the nail on the head. Yep, my mom had a couple Great Danes. And, I mean, they would go, like, you put them out in the yard, and they would go for, like, 15 minutes, just, like, 110%. And then they would come in and just sleep the rest of the day. So, my first job was roofing, and it sucked. I can imagine that. Roofing does not sound fun. One of my first jobs, I think it was my second job, I worked for a skylight company. And while I did not install the skylights, I did have to go out and transport them and get them up on the roof. So, yeah, not exactly roofing, but I know your pain. I have a basset hound. He's the best. He's my favorite fish. He has a favorite fish tank. My cold water fish tank on the floor. He can bark at. That's funny. That's awesome. Xanadudu, what's up? Says, I grew up with Great Danes, have about 30 foster Danes in the last 10 years. They are awesome. Easy, except for poop patrol. I do think maybe my next dogs will be Danes. I don't know. I've always wanted them. So maybe. There's just still, like, I don't have enough years left in my life to keep all the dogs I want to keep. So I have to, like, actually make a list and kind of sort it. But really, like all my other dogs, it's just going to depend on, like, I'm at the animal shelter and this dog speaks to me and I know instantly, like, okay, you're my dog. It doesn't even matter what you are. You're my dog. My first job was landscaping. I really liked it. I did landscaping through some of my college, and yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun. Water Lover says, a son of a quack. I used to have Carni Corso. Oh my gosh. Carni Corso. Super amazing dog. Definitely on my list. 2 pit bulls. 1, I definitely am not going to pronounce that one. 2 Dixies, 1 Boston Terrier, 1 Chihuahua, and the smaller dogs always more entertaining to watch than big dogs. Yes, indoor. Friend has a championship Great Danes, and they are the coolest dogs ever, but short lifespan. Yeah, that's kind of the set. I mean, the bigger the dogs get, the shorter the lifespan. There's definitely things you could do to help, like don't feed kibble, and you'll get a longer lifespan out of your dog. But yeah. I want a Roddy or an Irish Wolfhound, both amazing dogs. I would keep either of those. Bob, I rented Hook, and it was the most weird, confusing movie. Oh, man. Oh, man. How is it confusing? It's Peter Pan. Like, I hope you didn't... Man, that means that... Carniazada, yeah. That means that you spent money on one of my recommendations. First of all, let me tell you, never watch a movie based on my recommendations. What was that, like 2 or 3 weeks ago? We were talking about the movie Hook. I think it's freaking awesome. But yeah, I'm like 13, so you know, you got to keep that in mind when I'm making like recommendations. I've heard of many Danes living to 12. Yeah, I think if you look it up, like it's like 8 to 12 for Great Danes, 8 to 12 years, I think. Tried to buy a $500 gift card for grad gift, and they wanted cash. Gee, if I have to bank anyway, I'll get a bank gift card. $500 gift card for a grad gift. They want it cash. That's really weird. After last year, I don't think I could ever buy gift cards again. Like, there were so many people, or not people, but like places that are like, look, we're not honoring our gift cards, which is highly illegal. I don't know how they get away with it, but yeah, I don't know how they get away with it, but a lot of people got screwed on gift cards last year, and with everything shutting down, and then when they opened up, they're like, no, we can't afford to honor these gift cards. It's like, what? Like, how is that even a thing? Bangarang, yep. I have corgis, and they try killing each other for no apparent reason. That's funny. Rufio. Oh, see, everyone loves that movie. How? What? What's up, people? What's up, fish people? What's up? What's up, Danny or Ken? I feel like it should be Danny or Ken Aquatics, because you never really know who it is. Oh man, my oldest Great Dane I had as a patient, she was 14. I had as a patient. Oh, she was 14 years old when she passed away from heart attack. Yeah, my Husky Shepherd lived way longer than like what it says online. So, granted, there's not like, it's a mix, so you don't really know. But my uncle had a cat named Ask Him. So when people ask what's his name, he say Ask Him. That's kind of funny. Feeding kibble shortens your dog's lifespan. Son of Quack, if you're actually interested, I highly recommend looking up just how awful kibble is for dogs and cats. One, it severely dehydrates them. It's kind of the same concept as of like fish pellets. And when you get a fish pellet, your fish eats it, and it's not that big of a deal because they're in a fish tank, so there's an abundance of water, but the pellet will expand as it absorbs water. And so when you feed your dogs kibble, it kind of does the same thing, except they're not swimming in water, so it's going to suck out, water and moisture out of their body because it's kibble, it's dry. So like when I feed kibble, I always soak it in water just for that reason, and I notice huge difference. Just by soaking their water versus not soaking their water, or soaking their kibble. And I don't feed any kibble to my dogs anymore at all. About 2 months ago, I switched one of my pit bull mix to raw food, and now all my dogs are on raw. But yeah, kibble is absolutely terrible for dogs. Besides making them dehydrated, there's a lot more things that are wrong with kibble. So if you actually look it up, I think you'll find it pretty interesting. And if you actually ever make the switch from kibble to not even raw food, but you could cook their meat if you want to. There's some dogs that just won't handle raw food if they've been fed kibble for most of their life. You'll notice a huge difference in their coats and their behavior. Like my dogs went from having I have big dogs, and they went from having Jurassic Park size mounds of poop to just little, because there's just very little waste. When you feed them kibble, they just have huge turds because it's just all filler, it's all waste. I don't know. I'm not a veterinarian. I'm not giving veterinarian advice. I'm just speaking of my personal experience with kibble and what I've read and researched, and yeah. And a lot of things you'll find, which happens a lot. This is what happened to Blue Buffalo brand, where 10 years ago, Blue Buffalo was really good kibble, still kibble, but still really good. Of course, it gets to a size where it's really big. They get bought out by some corporation in China, and now it's all made in China with crap ingredients. They lost a huge class action lawsuit. Like a 200 million class action lawsuit, because it's just crap. It's terrible food now. So people will start these kibble, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna do just good ingredients, and then eventually They actually do well. They grow, and then they just get bought out. They sell out. My cat poops bigger than my dog's. Nice. Fed my dog raw for a year or two. The small poop is legit. Tiny turds. Yeah. Now, you can get some pretty bad gas. All right. I will admit, you can get some pretty bad gas, but they drink way less water. Like insanely amount of less water. It's just, so this is where like I can speak from experience with how much they were dehydrated when they were drinking or eating kibble. Like it was just water nonstop. Now their poops are small. They rarely drink any water comparatively. And yeah, anyways, I don't want to rant too much about that, but you're actually, for me, I'm at a point where the price of kibble is actually more expensive than feeding like raw food. But I'm also very lucky to have a butcher that makes dog food, which is like, it's like $2.50 a pound, and I was paying almost $3.50 a pound on kibble. So it's actually cheaper. Taste of the Wild, yes. So when I was feeding kibble, Taste of the Wild was a brand I used. And I still have some. I still keep kibble around for like when I go hiking and I have like my nephew come and watch my dogs. I'm like, here, kibble, it's easy. I'm not gonna make, like, I make my dog's food like every day. Not every day, but like when I make dinner for me and my dogs. So I realize, like, if I have someone come over and watch my dogs, I'm not gonna ask them to do that. So I do keep some kibble still around. So yeah, I'm now, anyways, where I was going, I'm now paying $1 less per pound on raw. That's expensive kibble. Yeah, so of course he's not here right now. My pit bull mix is allergic to chicken, which right there eliminates like 75% of kibble. Because even if you get something that says beef, somewhere in there there'll be like chicken byproduct or egg byproduct or something like that. And so I had to always spend a lot of money on dog food for him. And so yeah, $80. It was, yeah, $80, like $60 to $80 per bag, depending, where you buy it from. Anyways, how many pounds per day per pound of dog? How many pounds per day? So I can show it to you. Here, we'll listen to this sweet music. And is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. I'll be right back. Hopefully that's not too loud. I'll show you. I'll show you. I didn't really think about this, but now I'm carrying around dog food, and so of course all the dogs are right here. Let's see, where am I going? Right here. So, for anyone who's interested, this is a 2-pound roll. It's 75% ground beef and 25% organ meat. So kidney, heart. Hey buddy, sorry, you guys already ate. You're not getting this. And so it's $5 for 2 pounds, so $2.50 a pound. And I don't know how wide this is, but half of this feeds one dog per day. So that's another thing you have to take into account when you're thinking about cost, is it takes way less raw food. Like your portion sizes are way smaller compared to kibble. So if you go to kibble, it's like, oh, 100-pound dog, you need 5 scoops of this food. And yeah, so just keep that in mind as well. Like your portion sizes are way smaller. Love this song. How is Chance? Can we see him? How is Seraph, the Husky Shepherd mix? So I had to put Seraph down last March. So she is no longer here. She is actually still sitting right beside me, right here. I keep her with me everywhere. Chance is doing well. He is allergic to just about everything, and he got into something. I don't know what he found to eat, so he had a little breakout. Oh my gosh, get back. I don't know if I can do this. Let's see. Hey, go. Kennel. Chance, come here. I don't even see Chance. Come here. I can't scoot back too much. Chance, where are you at? Come here. Oh my gosh. I don't know where he is. I feel like he should be here somewhere. Chance, come here. Come here. Oh, there you are. Come here, buddy. Come here. He actually broke out pretty bad, so I took his collar off. Because if you look, like his collar right there, this is what happens when he gets a breakout. Oh, I don't know if you can see all the spots on his back. I don't know if you can see like this right here. This is what happens when you eat something you shouldn't eat. Yeah, and you turn all pink, huh? Yeah, see? And you lose your hair, and you'll never learn, do you? Keep your nose out of the trash. I don't know what he found, but you can see he's definitely... I have to keep Benadryl around just for him, just for his breakouts. I'm so sorry for your loss. Yeah, it was really hard at the time. I still miss her. She's still my desktop background. Yeah. How many dogs do you have? 3. One of them does not like jumping up. This guy. Come on, buddy. Oh, get up here. Oh, there you go. I don't know that you'll come all the way up. Oh, there you go. Oh. He's like, what's going on? Oh, what's going on? Oh, buddy. Never been up here, have you? Uh-oh. I think someone's jealous. Look at the camera right there. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Oh, come here. Oh, there you go. Oh. Yeah. Calm down, you big bully. This is the only dog, the Doberman, that I've had that loves hugging. I've never had a dog give hugs before, but he legit gives you real hugs, and he'll just sit there and hug you forever. Won't ya? You're still not getting this food, though. Jumped on the live stream just in time. Yeah. Yep. The kibble I have is actually works for him, so that's why it's $80 a bag. But makes me miss my Doberman. Yeah, by far the most affectionate dog I've ever owned in my life. It's ridiculous. Like, he'll just come up and bury his head in your chest and just hug you forever. Won't ya? Won't ya, buddy? Won't ya? The other guy does not like coming up at all. But come on, come here. I don't know how I'm gonna make this. Maybe we can get him up here. Come here. Hey, come here. No, come here. He just wants me to scratch his butt, so it's hard to get him up here. Hey, come here. Rex, come here. Okay, you're not gonna like this. I know. Quit crying. You're okay. He really hates coming up here, don't ya? Oh, he's like, oh, what are you doing to me? Oh, yeah. Look at that squishy face. Yeah, look at the camera. Squishy face. Okay, I know you hate it. I know he hates it. He's the biggest. He is definitely the sheriff in town. The Doberman is named Arlo. Dobie from the shelter. Yeah. So I think I posted it on Instagram. Actually, all my dogs are from the shelter. Don't touch the butt. Okay. They're not going to go away now that the food is here. All males. Yep. All males. It's a big, giant bachelor pad here. Isn't it? I am fortunate enough to volunteer at an animal shelter, and I do all the dog duties there, and so they were kind of hesitant to well, they weren't hesitant, like, they know what I'm doing. I brought a few dogs home, I brought dogs home to see how they are with other dogs, to see if they're compatible so they can list them on the website. But they're like, you already have 2 pretty big male dogs. Are you sure you want a 3rd one? And I'm like, this Doberman and me, like, we are best friends. I need him. So they're like, okay, well, if it doesn't work out, just let us know. So I happened to go in the day he was dropped off. And I was like, that is my dog. Like, me and him, yeah, we're buddies. And they're like, okay, well, you just got to wait. It's like a 72-hour waiting period because he was dropped off as a stray. And we all knew he wasn't. Like, he was dropped off by the owners. And he was just, like, shaking in the kennel. It was so sad. Huh. All right. Coming back. A Neapolitan. All from the shelter. Yep. They are all from the shelter I volunteer at. That's one of the side effects of... Oh, I guess I need to move back over here. Volunteering at a shelter is you end up with a lot of dogs. I don't know if 3's a lot, but 3's a lot for me. But Arlo is the bestest boy. So much emotion. Yeah, he's just one giant love bug for sure. And I built this platform behind me so they could like jump up on it and you can see them on the live stream. And they actually sleep up here all the time, except for when I'm live. They will not jump up on this area back here. Come here. Come here. Come on. See? Oh, there we go. Oh, you found a toy, huh? Of course, then he just sits right behind me. Where are you at? Whoa, you're gone all the way. Yeah. Anyways. Nice same day adoption. Yeah. Yep. Doberman was definitely like a top 5 dog, like on the list of dogs I want to keep. Sorry I don't follow on Instagram, but I do love that you adopted him from the shelter. I have great respect for you, especially having enough balls to adopt all male dogs. Boys don't get along with each other all the time. It took, there was definitely some fights going on here. And it was more about learning each other, like boundaries. There wasn't any like dominance fighting. It was boundaries. Like when I first got Arlo, the Doberman, he did not like dogs sniffing his butt. And of course, you're getting introduced to a new pack. That's what they're gonna do. Now he didn't have the cojones to go up against Braxton, who is my Mastiff, but my pit bull mix is smaller, and so he would pick on him. Like they'd be playing, and Chance would like sniff his butt, and boom, Arlo would attack him. And the very first time, it was like, I don't know, like day 3 of bringing him home. I was sitting there. I don't remember what I was doing, but all 4 of us were in the same room. And then all of a sudden, just bang, like Arlo attacked Chance, and in with like a split second, Braxton was up and had Arlo like pinned on his back with his neck in his mouth, like, "Yo, that's my homeboy. You don't mess with him." And then there was like 2 or 3 scuffles after that, where again he was going after Chance, and then finally I was like, "Chance, like you could beat this dude. You got it in you. I know you could take him. Like just stand up for yourself. Don't let him bully you." And so then the next time they fought, Chance was like, "All right, I've had enough," and actually defended himself. And ever since then, it's been peachy keen. It's like, sometimes us men, we have to punch things out. You throw a few punches, you hug it out, and we're still friends. And that's all that happened. That's all it was. Nothing harmful. You just throw a few punches, you get it out of your system, you hug it out, and you move on. That's what guys do. Yes, I do agree. Females don't get along with females. True. My cat got sick 2 weeks later, and I spent so much time to make sure she made it. Couldn't lose a third animal that close together. Yeah. All of these dogs are roughly the same age. Chance is a few years older, but I'm not looking forward to when they get older. Not looking forward to that. I still got some years though, so got some time. Has there been a lowboy update lately? I've been working a lot, so I'm not up to speed on the channel. The lowboy is one of the only tanks still set up in my old fish room. There's not really a lot going on with it. We're going to be having some lowboy videos in coming as soon as the fish shed is done. We got 2 lowboys in there. And we'll be showing off those lowboys once the fish shed is done. Those are some tanks that we're going to be having like some spotlight videos on. Women will hate each other for life. I swear that's true. Like, I don't know for life, but I feel like, I don't know. I don't want to come off it the wrong way or anything, but like, I feel like when women fight, it's like drawn out forever. Like just forever. Whereas guys, you literally just punch each other once and then you're like, okay. You want to go get some barbecue? you know, let's go get some food. I don't know. Anyone ever try gold barbs and outdoor tubs? Eric, that is on my list to do. I'm hoping to do it next year, tubbing season. I tried actually to do it this year. However, I went to like 4 different places and couldn't find any gold barbs, so I settled for Buenos Aires Tetras. So next year, I'm definitely doing gold barbs. They are a great tub species, and they do well in colder weather as well. So. Anyway, nice, thanks. The no drama llama, Zen Ginger, no drama llama. Love when punches get thrown. Yeah, because it's over after that. Like, it doesn't even matter who wins. Like, there's no winner. It's just you're just getting out the aggression and then you just move on. Like, it's not a big deal. Have to disagree. Do you watch Thug Rose? I have no idea what that is. Thug Rose. I don't know. Again, I'm just speaking on personal life experiences. It's all anecdotal. But yeah, anytime I've gotten into a fight with my good friends, it's over as quick as it started. And then we move on. Son of a Quack. I really like that name. Just came back from spilling water into my dog's kibble and watching her eat it and drink at the same time. I'm telling you. But the key is to soak it. You don't want to soak it too much, so that it's like just all super soggy. Although, I mean, let's be honest, they would still eat it. But yeah, I don't just like put the kibble in, pour water on it, and feed it to them immediately. I like the kibble to absorb the water so that it's not dehydrating them when they eat it. If that makes sense. A store update. Boy, we got a lot of interest in the store. So we talked about this earlier in the live stream, so we'll talk about it quickly. I don't plan on opening up the store for any major selling. The new fish room is going to be for breeding, and I will only sell what I breed. I have teamed up with Dan from Dan's Fish, which is the pinned comment if you see that. And that is where I'm sending people right now to get fish, because I think it's one of the best, if not the best place to get fish right now. And I am also looking at some other vendors just to get more variety to you all. But I got to thoroughly vet other people. Like Dan, we know Dan's the man when it comes to shipping fish. So we women fight hard and we love hard. Oh, there he is. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Give me that. Watch. Oh, wait, dude. Oh. Here. There you go. Go get it. Oh, there they all go. Thug Rose is a UFC women's champ. Yeah, I don't really follow UFC that much. Like, I don't know. Some of it seems pretty dang rigged to me, but I would have to put on my conspiracy cap for that one, which I don't have in this room, but some of it is highly suspect. My LFS had rice fish yesterday. They were only $6 a fish. Needless to say, I bought the 9 they had left. That's a really good price for rice fish. Really good price. Infinite awareness. Oh, wait. Did I read that one? We women fight hard and we love you hard. That's one of the pros of women, right? I think it is. My mom hasn't talked to my aunt in 20 years. She can't remember why, but still refuses to talk to her. See, that is ridiculous. Like, I don't know, man. People's ego is a killer. Giant Corey gonna eat the little doggo. Yeah. Here's one of my favorites right here. Pretty sweet little Corey. Saw some beautiful gold mountain minnows today at Petco for $5 and was sad I didn't have a tank set up for them. The good old 5 for $5 sale. I've been talking about it. No one ever believes me. You can't buy that fish for $1. You can at Petco, whether you want to or not. That's, you know, that's up to you. But there's definitely some fish that it doesn't really matter where you get them from. They're going to be awesome, like the cherry barb. This is a good background. Yeah, I actually took all of my, well, not all of them, a lot of my background videos and then some B-roll and just edited it into one video. I'm on Get Gales 2. I will watch the replay to see what happened to the store, but can you give me the short version of what happened? I'm just not interested in that anymore. Just my wants have changed, and I want to go back to breeding fish, and you know, that's pretty much it. I didn't have, like, I mean, I was profitable selling fish, just sold a lot of fish, shipped a lot of fish, but I want to get away with that. It was very, very time consuming for a one-man operation. It was waking up at like 3 or 3:30 on a Monday and not stopping until I sat down to do a live stream at 5 o'clock, and then live streaming for 2 hours. So it was a really long day. If I had like somebody helping, just like even just one person would have made a huge difference. And I probably wouldn't have burned out so fast, but I burned out really fast shipping fish. It's very tedious as a one-man job, and it's really different than shipping out a couple packages. You know, say I breed some fish, I ship out a couple packages, and then, you know, maybe in a couple weeks I ship out a couple more. It's doing it that way is night and day difference than shipping out 30 packages a day, having to bag them and catch them, and oh. Fish Nerd says, got to cut out. Later, Bob and friends. See you later, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Always good to see other YouTubers in here. I don't know why, but it is enjoyable. That was a cute little bark. What a sweetheart. Hello, Bob and everyone. Yep. This Domarin will bark at anything, and I have zero problems with that. Zero. It's kind of funny. Sweetest dog I've ever owned in my life, and when I'm walking him around the neighborhood, like, people will go to the other side of the road. They'll cross the street instead of walking next to him, when literally this dog would just like give him a hug. Now, if you're outside and try to come in the house, which just happened yesterday, you're not going to have a good time. But if you're already outside and he's outside, then he's just going to give you a big hug. I actually had somebody try to enter my house yesterday. That was pretty fun. Are you enjoying the Buenos Aires Tetras? I've been eyeing them for a bit. I would if I saw them more. So they don't really stand out that much in a black tub. So like when I feed them, like I can see the swirls of them eating, but I can't see them at all. The Hawaiian platies are in the same tank, and I can see those like standing on my porch and looking down onto the ground on my second floor porch. And I could see them like a mile away. The Buenos Aires Tetras, never see them. Would I enjoy them if they were in an aquarium? Absolutely, because they're super active. Like I said, I can see them like darting around everywhere. But in a tub, probably never going to do them in a tub again. I'm sorry, but I'm so interested in what's going on in your life. I mean, there's nothing to be sorry about. So you went to you went back to the rat race working a regular job? No, never again. Without getting too specific, I do have multiple streams of income. I still own my own business, and so yeah, I'm still just working for myself. Oh, sit down, buddy. Sit down. Oh, I should probably put this food away. Oh, actually, it is pretty much time to go. I hate to cut it short, but I still got to eat dinner myself, and yeah. So there you go. Brian says, have a good night, Bob. I've got a stupid canister filter to clean out and a barb/rainbow tank. Can't wait to move them to the 150 sump. You're the best. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. A stranger tried to enter your house, but they regretted that. Bet they regretted that decision. It was a very interesting scenario. I've met this person one time. They were looking for someone else, thought that they were inside, and thought that it would be okay to just walk in. Now, I was sitting here. They did knock. My dogs were going crazy. I just assumed it was Amazon or someone. I mean, the dogs go crazy all the time. I had my headphones on. I was editing, so I didn't really hear anything. And then after a while, I was like, okay, the dogs have been barking for too long now. So I looked outside, and I saw someone like walking through my yard. And I was like, oh, no. No way, buddy. And so I'm just watching him like walk around, and I'm like, what is this guy doing? And then I see him come up on the porch and like put his hand on the door handle and turn it, and I'm like, oh no, big mistake, buddy, big mistake. And so yeah, it was pretty interesting. But did the puppies do a good job when that person tried to enter your house? I'm seeing how I know this person. Like I met him once. I know who he is. I know why he was here. It's basically the guy that's going to be in charge of remodeling the house. He thought that the homeowner was here. He wasn't. So given the situation, I'm glad that I stopped him from coming into my house, because I would hate to see him mauled by 3 dogs. Seeing how I kind of somewhat know him, but yeah, just that mindset of like, you can see like my dogs are perched at the top of the stairs. It's a split level. Here's my porch. You can look up and see like 3 pretty big dogs, and you think you're just gonna walk in? Like, what? That just doesn't make sense to me. Like, who would do that? Crazy. Like, he could have been killed. I don't know. But anyways, I want to thank everyone for coming out. I really, really appreciate it. It's always fun. Like I said, I always look forward to Mondays. I was going to ask a question. I was going to do a poll, but we'll save that for next week. Basically, what I was going to ask and I forgot about was, would people, and maybe you can leave comments like in the comments after this is uploaded, or if you rewatch it and actually make it to this part of the stream. I'm curious if people would rather have 2 1-hour live streams per week, or just 1 2-hour like it is now. Let me know. We'll do like a poll next week on the live stream. Like I said, I was gonna do it tonight, but I forgot. But it happens. But let me know in the comments once this uploads. And I'm just curious. But anyways, thanks. I hope you all have a good week. Members, we'll be doing our members only stream. Maybe Thursday morning again. We'll see. Maybe this weekend. I don't know. Just look for that notification. Otherwise, I'll see everyone next week. Thanks to all super chatters, moderators, lurkers, subscribers, non-subscribers. Subscribe. What are you doing? If you're hanging out here, you should probably subscribe. Bob and Poles.